In my 8 years of writing songs, I've found that the most important part is always writing a good hook. If you can manage to stay for this whole entire video, you'll be able to write hooks like this.
Your eyes are so hypnotizing, and there's a fine line between living and dying. Without you, I'm dead. You heard what I said, no regrets.
I'm gonna provide you with the secret sauce that I've learned over the course of years and how I've become a better writer and ultimately just better at hooks in general. This brings me to my first tip. Don't worry about the words. Now, what do I mean when I say that? The first thing that you need to do is develop a strong melody. Most of the time when I start writing a hook, I'm simply just making sounds and trying to kind of sing harmonies using random filler words that don't make any sense. This is actually something that Rick Rubin just talked about in Joe Rogan's podcast, and some of the greatest artists do it. Just focus on making an addicting harmony. It might feel a little silly at first, but trust me, you'll get used to it. Simply turn the beat on and just start making catchy sounds. So for instance, I could do something like this. So let's say I record that, okay? Now I have that in my head, I know exactly what I want to go for, and then I can simply start developing words into this hook. Hold on, pause for a second. Hey, if you want your song written by me, check out my Air Gigs link below. I'd be more than happy to write your song.
Saturday, Sunday, and I'm with you. And on another day, and I love you. Na, 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 na.
Notice how a couple words that made sense came out? So understand that when you're writing your hook, sometimes you might write the middle of the hook before you write the beginning of the hook, but you can tie everything together. I feel like a lot of people get writer's block when they get stuck trying to do a certain part of the song. They do it too sequential. When you break that sequence, it allows you to be much more creative and hear the song as a whole. Now, I know that might have been the silliest tip ever, but seriously, that is what changed my songwriting for the best. Number 2, if your computer and your interface are capable of it, I highly suggest that you make it so that you can hear yourself in your headphones in real time and put a preset mix on your vocals so that you can kind of get a preview of what the finished product would sound like. Obviously, our raw vocals are really boring and they're quite underwhelming versus the mastered beat that we're using. So if we can get our vocals on par with the beat, we're gonna have a better understanding of where we're gonna end up with this hook and if this hook is even good. If you guys are interested, you can download some free vocal presets that'll help you do that right now. And if you're interested in any of the premium presets, use my code Joey at checkout for a 30% off discount. And if you already have a preset that you've created yourself, make sure you utilize that. Because truthfully, it's not as fun not hearing yourself back with professional audio, and most of these superstars like Drake are doing this. Tip number 3, make sure that you add some body to your vocals, and this is all in layering. Let me take you through my layering step by step, okay? So first, we just start with our lead.
Eyes are so hypnotizing, and there's a fine.
See how that's not as fun because it's literally just one vocal? Sure, it sounds good, it's pretty catchy, but watch how even one layer changes everything. So if you look here, I'm just gonna start with my lead hook, and then I'm gonna turn on the layers as I go. And then I wanna show you them one by one, so check it out.
Your eyes are so hypnotizing, and there's a fine line between living and dying.
See how it's getting that body? So for instance, what I like to do is one low layer. Check it out.
Your eyes are so hypnotizing, and there's a fine line.
And then I'll do a high layer or harmony.
Without you, I'm dead. You heard what I said, no regrets.
Now, before I actually broke that down, you probably never even heard those other layers. You didn't even know they were there. But subconsciously, your brain knew they were there, and it's what made the song more entertaining. Ultimately times, I see artists using just one lead vocal, and it's so boring. There's nothing to it. There's no body. Now, this is something you could get away with verses, but if you're gonna do that, make sure it's an insanely good verse, and it doesn't need anything else, but make sure that the hook that it's leading into is insanely fire, has a lot of body, and gives people a reason to continue listening and let the excitement unfold. So for instance here, I have a pre-chorus that comes before my hook, right? And truthfully, I kind of made this pre-chorus a little boring so that I could slow the song down, let people kind of catch their breath, and then I just slam them again with this really addicting hook. Check it out.
I wanna know if you're falling in love. Get light on my feet when I'm feeling your touch. Without you,
See how it's calm? Then we're just gonna go crazy right here, watch.
Your eyes are so hypnotizing.
Why aren't you subscribed? And I guess that was kind of tip number 4, but I didn't even say that. Make sure that your verses, your pre-choruses, your bridge can kind of fit with that hook. We don't want too much excitement throughout the entire song that is going to create a hook that is undervalued. Remember, the hook is the most important part of the song. We cannot take away from it. Look at your song as a storybook. There's parts of the book where everything kind of slows down. It's not as fun to read, but you are aware as the reader that it's going to get fun soon. And we're gonna drop down this huge roller coaster hill into this very exciting part of the story. If you guys have any pointers on writing hooks, comment below, because it might help me and it might help somebody else that stumbles upon this video and reads it. Anyway, I hope my tips were able to help you out. But now that you can write fire hooks, I really think that you should probably consider promoting your song. Check out this video right here for some help on that.